Granularity, concurrency, and task interaction. Granularity refers to the size of tasks into which a problem is divided when performing parallel or distributed computing. It describes how much computation a task performs before it needs to communicate with other tasks. Types of granularity. A. Fine-grained parallelism. Tasks are very small. Computation per task is low. Communication between tasks is frequent. Easier to achieve higher parallelism. But communication overhead is high. Example: breaking a large matrix into very small blocks. Example: each element as a task. B. Coarse-grained parallelism. Tasks are large. Computation per task is high. Communication is less frequent. Less overhead, easier to manage. But parallelism may be limited if tasks are too big. Example: dividing a dataset into 4 to 6 large chunks and assigning each chunk to one processor. C. Medium-grained parallelism. Balance between fine and coarse. Tasks are moderately sized. Common in distributed systems and clusters. What is concurrency? Concurrency means multiple tasks making progress at the same time. They may truly run simultaneously, parallelism, or take turns using the CPU but appear simultaneous. In short, concurrency is equal to multiple tasks in progress, whereas parallelism is equal to multiple tasks running at the same instant. Concurrency in parallel systems. Parallel systems use multiple processors cores. Features of concurrency in parallel systems. Tasks can execute at the same moment using multiple processors or cores. Shared memory model is commonly used. Example: multi-core CPUs. Threads run in true parallelism and often require synchronization to avoid conflicts. Challenges of concurrency in parallel systems. Resource sharing. Multiple threads may compete for shared memory, cache, or I/O devices. Race conditions. 2 or more threads access shared data simultaneously, causing inconsistent results. Deadlocks. Threads wait forever for resources held by each other. Synchronization overhead. Need for locks, semaphores, barriers, and other mechanisms to coordinate access to shared resources. Let's understand the difference between concurrency and parallelism using this diagram. At the top, we have the concurrent execution. Here, we see 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2, running on 2 cores. Notice that the tasks are broken into smaller segments and the processor keeps switching between them. Core 1 runs task 1, then switches to task 2, and then back again. The same happens on core 2. Even though the tasks overlap in time, they are not running at the exact same moment on each core. This switching creates the illusion that both tasks are progressing together. This behavior represents concurrency. Now look at the parallel section at the bottom. Here, each core executes one entire task without interruption. Core 1 runs task 1 continuously, while core 2 runs task 2 at the same time. There is no switching and no sharing of CPU time. Both tasks truly run simultaneously. This is parallelism. In summary, concurrency means tasks are in progress during the same time period through interleaving, while parallelism means tasks run at the exact same moment on different cores. Concurrency in distributed systems. Distributed systems have multiple computers connected over a network. Features. Tasks run on different machines. No shared memory. Communication is done by message passing. Machines may be geographically separated. Challenges. Network delays. Clock synchronization. Partial failures. Data consistency across nodes. Example: a distributed database where several servers handle read-write requests concurrently. Task interaction in parallel and distributed computing. Task interaction refers to how different tasks communicate, coordinate, and exchange information while executing in parallel or on distributed systems. When multiple tasks run simultaneously, they often need to share data, synchronize, or exchange messages. The way they interact directly affects performance, correctness, and scalability. This diagram explains how tasks interact in both parallel and distributed systems. On the left side, we have parallel systems, where tasks usually run on the same machine and share a common memory space. Here, Task 1 interacts with Task 2 using shared memory. This means both tasks can read and write to the same memory locations, which makes communication fast, but it also requires synchronization to avoid conflicts. Task 1 also sends information directly across the boundary to Task 3, which is part of the distributed side. On the right side, we have distributed systems, where tasks run on different machines connected through a network. In this environment, Task 3 interacts with Task 4 using message passing. Instead of sharing memory, tasks communicate by sending messages over the network. This makes systems more scalable and distributed, but communication is slower compared to shared memory. Finally, Task 2 and Task 4 also show a horizontal interaction, representing coordination or communication across the two architectures. This diagram highlights the two main communication models: shared memory in parallel computing and message passing in distributed computing, and how tasks interact within and across these environments.